Well, good morning and welcome back to another week on my allotment. Yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning. It's humbling. Anyway, yeah, welcome back, and a especially warm welcome to any new subscribers. I've had a few people recently. Every time I do one of my little health talks, I lose a few. You know, you can imagine, can't you? Oh, shut up, Martin. If I wanted a lecture, I'd go to university, you know, although you wouldn't get one of them there. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to change the way I do things. But yeah, welcome along. Good week for my wife and I. Our son has been living in Canada, and we haven't seen him for 3 years. And he came home this week with his partner and their little daughter. So I picked them up from Gatwick, and they're staying with us for a month until my daughter's wedding. What a pleasure. You know, I didn't realise just how much I missed him and them. And of course, you know, Lexi was a baby when she went, and since we last saw her, and now she's a little 3-year-old. And she speaks Mandarin and English fluently at 3 years old. It's just a marvel to watch. It's so cute. It's lovely. Anyway, yeah, welcome back to the plot. So on the plot today, I've plucked up the courage and I've taken down my guy ropes that have been along here as a result of preparation for the storm. So they've come down. I mean, you can tell, can't you? It's a perfectly still day today. Flag's not moving. That's such a pleasure. After the couple of weeks we've had, it's such a pleasure to be here and not have to brace yourself. So yeah, I've taken the guy ropes down. I've finished renovating the bench around the back. I'll show you that in a moment. I said I wouldn't be making any more firewood, and as a result of making the new bench, I've got a load of pallet cut-offs left. So I'm going to make some more firewood. So I'm going to saw and chop up that today, and then I'm going to empty my the one compost bay that I've got full. And I'm going to empty that, and as much as I can, I'm going to put it on some of my beds. I keep a plan now, a plan of my site, my plots, and I've made a note on them. I've numbered each bed 1 to 30 or whatever it is, and then I've written on there when I mulched or top dressed it. And so there's a few I haven't done, so the ones I haven't done, I'm gonna do that today, hopefully. The one problem there is there's inside this compost bay, I mean, a lot of it's rotted down, it's good stuff, but inevitably there are lumps of beetroot or bits of old parsnip or whatever, so I might have to do a little bit of you know, taking stuff out of it. But anyway, that's the project today, and I've got all day to do it, and I'm just going to enjoy being here, because I haven't been here a lot this week, because, you know, work and family life took over, which is lovely, no complaints. But I need to get some work done here today. Well, this area now is all tidied up and all the rubbish got rid of, and there's the new bench, painted green. Even though I say so myself, it looks quite smart. And like I say, it's my favourite place to sit in the mornings in the summer, when you're in the cool morning shade out of the sun and looking up this field behind me. It's an absolute joy with a cup of coffee. And I've got a couple of daffs out. So yeah, very pleased that this is all looking neat and tidy. Now I've got to just chop up that wood that's left over from it. Well, the broad bean patch is coming on. It's been fairly successful. Here's an example here in the bottom that, of a plant that simply didn't make it. And it's strange that some don't and some do. I suppose that's life. But overall, I'm very pleased. Luckily, before that storm, I tied them all in to their canes, and I think that's helped them survive the battering they took, even with the shelter of this wooden pallet fence next to them. And you know, the ones that are doing well are looking good with flowers. Yeah, I'm quite happy. You know, inevitably you lose a few, but overall, fairly happy. I think next year I'll do a second bed of these. I'm not bothering with spring sowings of broad beans, because my experience is no matter what you do with soapy water or a water spray bottle, and you know, you can't keep the black fly off. We get them really bad on this site, and I've never managed to crop a spring sown broad bean, but these autumn sown ones, Aqua Dolce Claudia, are doing really well. And this is my little patch of Brussels sprouts. It's Brussels sprout crispus. I have to grow clubroot resistant varieties of brassicas because we've got clubroot on the plot on the site. So and what I find with these, that you know, I get a good picking every year, but they're tiny. They're like little bullets. They're not the big, bold, brash ones that you get in the shops. But you know, if that's the only problem, then it's no bad thing. They crop every year, and we're still picking them. We started picking them in November, and we're still eating them every Sunday now. So some of these plants are going to come out today. I'll get rid, but yeah, I'm really pleased with them. And it's, you know, nearly March, and we're still cropping. But I think that'll be the end of it in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, that's Brussels sprout crispus. It was my mum who told me that she was freezing her parsnips. I'm sure it was my mum. And of course, one of the big problems on allotments, not a problem but a challenge, is not just to grow the crops but then to maximise their use. And again, just like the Brussels sprouts, the parsnips have been good this year. I've got one tub left, and some of them I've mentioned before have been rotten. And you know, you can only eat so many parsnips, but yeah, see, that's useless. Yeah, so we're having parsnips with our Sunday dinner today. I mean, you know, fantastic. I mean, that's what happens when you grow them in a tub. But that's a beautiful looking parsnip, and we've already frozen some. And of course, we froze Brussels sprouts once, but they tasted awful once you cooked them afterwards. So we'll see how it goes with the parsnips, but you know, remaining optimistic. We started eating these in November, and it's nearly March, and we're still eating them. So it's been very successful. Definitely my best ever year. I've got one more tub to pick out, and what we don't eat tonight, we'll freeze again. Yeah, there's the other problem. That one's gone, it's a bit rotten around the top, so that's no good. So I'll dig them out and see what we've got. Well, that's a lovely little crop of parsnips, and that really is it now. I don't have a single more parsnip left in the ground. A single more? Anyway, yeah, very pleased with that, but let me tell you, my hands are frozen because I just gave them a rinse off in the water butt. Anyway, I can't keep walking past it anymore. I've got to get this lot sorted. I'm absolutely loving the bird song. Well, as I go to put on these awful glasses, I'd like to let you know that I went for my eye test yesterday. Specsavers in Chepstow. It was quite a good experience. The eye test itself was fascinating. And I ended up with a prescription, and I went and picked some frames. And you get 2 for 1, so I've got 2 pairs. So I've had an eye test, 2 pairs of glasses, 95 quid. You know, when you think how specialised an eye test is, right? And they check your eye health. I think that's really good value for money. In a world where there's very little value for your money, I think that's really rather good. Anyway, I thought I'd do some quite interesting facts to uplift your day, although the first one might depress you. And I'd just like to say, before I do that, well done to Brian, one of my subscribers. You may remember he's gone plant-based in an effort to improve his health. And the first thing that happened was he was able to stop using his asthma inhaler. He lost half a stone, and he's updated me recently to say he's now lost a stone. So well done to Brian, you're an inspiration. Keep it up, and I look forward to hearing more about it. It's incredible. Starting, I said I'd uplift your day. 500 million men in the world have depression. Gloom swept Finland on being rated the world's happiest country. I don't understand that one. Rasputin was happily married and had 7 children. Rasputin's daughter, Maria, grew up to become a professional lion tamer. Frankie Dettori's mother worked in a circus. David Beckham has the solar system tattooed on his head. I mean, what planet's he on? Boom! Marilyn Manson collects prosthetics. Well, that's harmless, isn't it? Oh, he's on a roll. The world's oldest known colour is pink. Cough is Cornish for scarlet. This is an interesting one. Farmed salmon is white. The pink is added artificially. I suppose the natural pink in a normal salmon comes from the food they eat. And because they're not eating natural food, I suppose they have to add it afterwards. There are only 2 words for colours in the Bassa language of Liberia. Ziza for warm ones and Hui for cold ones. 6,900 different languages are spoken in the world today. 770,000 people living in England can't speak English. Wow. Yeah. I think that's quite interesting. Came up about a week ago. Yeah, there's not a lot to this cat. I've got to go home now and prep all the veg for our dinner tonight. My main effort right now, as we approach spring, is at home with a little bit of sowing. Not a great deal, but I've done my red and green cabbages, I've done my broccoli, cauliflower, and I've just done my Brussels sprouts. I've sown them, and they're in the conservatory at home where you get the heat from the house. I've sown one set of leeks. I've sown the onions that I said I was going to do. I think that's it. So yeah, I've got some stuff going at home, but here I'm pleased I've got those 3 more beds top dressed, so they're no dig. But again, you know, it's all down to making compost. I've got no compost now. The beds, or the bays, are now pretty much empty. I've got a working bay which has got about that much in it, and that's it. Anyway, I've used what I've got. So a lovely day up here. The sun's been gorgeous. It was nice to see my eldest son and his family here with my wife. And yeah, things are ticking over nicely. The sheds are good. Everything, you know, the seat at the back is sorted now. That ground out the back has dried up beautifully since the flooding last week. So yeah, everything's looking good. So thanks for watching. Thanks to all those who subscribed, and I'll see you in a week's time. Look after yourselves. Take care. Bye for now.